All right, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, peace and blessings to the whole free elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be, wherever you may be, Shalom, and Shalom. All right, I had this earlier, since way earlier today when I uploaded that, what was it? I think it was the current state. Same, not too different from world news. Same difference there. But I had this earlier. I wanted to get into it, and make sure the volume's up. So this is basically I guess you could just call it a press conference, and it's very interesting. So we're gonna play this because we know this is actually several things going on right now. Syria, Damascus, and all that. With Assad and the regime change, and you got these Israelites claiming to be in the truth, as usual, things happening, amongst the nation of Israel. And then you have this right here, I believe is probably the elephant in the room. I mean, my opinion, but it's probably the elephant in the room right now because we're speaking of the UFOs or so-called UFOs. All right, first there's UFOs, okay, and then there's UAVs, and then there's UAPs. Esau is a mother, man. He just changed. It's the same thing over and over. He just changes the name, just like he changed the name of us or people in general. All right, but especially us in particular, especially the so-called Negroes, man. Over and over and over, he's constantly changed the names of the so-called Negroes. So it's no different here with the chariot sightings, man. UFOs, the UAVs, the UAPs, all right? Unidentified flying objects to unidentified aerial vehicles to unidentified aerial phenomena or something like whatever. We really don't care what they call them, all right? We know what the Bible says they are. They are chariots, okay? And in this, like I said, this press conference is really interesting here. And, it's coming to a point where Esau has to reveal. Actually, I take it back. And this is me speaking as a man. But the way I see it here is the reason why the government, which they get there, we know the main control, comes from the banking families. But I'm just making a point. So to make the point, the government doesn't really want to release what these chariots are about. Because in order to tell the people what the chariots are, really, what these UAPs, they call them, all right, it does two things. One, it uncovers the lie that they've told you that there's aliens out there. Because first you told people that there are aliens out there, and now you're telling people you don't know what the hell is going on. But wait a minute, I thought they were aliens. All right, so there you go. One lie uncovered. Now the main thing, once again, I speak as a man, just in my own honest opinion. The main thing is if they tell people honestly what these things are, what we think they are, where we think they come from, okay, that means they have to uncover that those men on the streets with dresses and shower curtains and whatever, gowns, whatever you want to call them, on the streets, were not as crazy as we said they were. And they're not lying like we said they were. And what it'll do, if they say that truth, which they're not, but I'm just making a point. If they were to say that truth, it would now drive everybody towards the prophets. And that is the last thing he wants, to everybody be running to the prophets on the streets and asking them, hey, tell us about these things. We know you guys know the truth. Bear with me. I'll put this in not disturb. Right? We know that you guys know the truth. And that is the last thing that he wants on his plate, man. So he's stuck between a pickle and a conundrum. So riddle me this. What are you going to do, E? Oh, that's right. You don't know because you're controlled by the Lord on the left-hand side. So let's get into this video. Listen to this. We just call it it is a press conference. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Press conference live. I don't have my glasses on. So mostly we're going to listen in and probably quote some scriptures, if any come up, given what they're saying. Live NYC drone press conference. Fox 5 DC. All right, so let's play it.
What if there were 3,000 reports of drones or manned aircraft sightings over the U.S. Capitol? or the White House or the State House in Albany, what would happen? There would be an immediate and intense response to figure out what they were and to solve the problem. And yet, millions of people around here, New Jersey, of course, here in Staten Island and beyond, are getting nothing but don't believe what you see. There's a saying that we had after 9/11, if you see something, say something. I think that's become, if you see something, don't worry about it, because we saw it too.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, if you see something, don't worry about it because we saw it too. And that's pretty much the card that they're playing right now. All right. The government, obviously, when we're not stupid, the government knows more than they're letting on. But then there's certain things that they just can't explain. And that's really what scares them, because they know what's going on. They know what this is about. But then there's things that they just can't explain. All right. And so these people have come in contact many times with the chariots. They know they're out there. Come on now. They have the biggest telescope in the world. But you mean to tell me you ain't seen no chariots out there? When people on the ground can see chariots and catch them on footage, man. Brothers catch chariots at camp, man. Okay? But you mean to tell me you got this big telescope, you ain't seen nothing out there? Okay. You jest. Okay? We know they're out there, man. Oh, man. Here we go. I said I was going to try to quote, didn't I? Well, we going out here. We didn't put the tiger on the screen. Let me see if I can pull up a book. Because I love this topic, man. Okay? And Lord willing, we make it to camp tomorrow. If the Spirit allows, we're gonna pick right up and continue with it, because this is a beautiful topic, man. All right. The Lord is soon, very soon, man. The Lord is about to allow these chariots to come and show their ass on planet Earth, man. And it is something that, man, we are waiting to see. All right, our brothers of the heavenly realm. Okay, and matter of fact, let me just stop talking, because the more I talk, the more scriptures that come to mind. And I've already forgotten what I come over here for. Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, let's get this. Because there's so many scriptures that I know and even don't know that you could just pull out when you're talking about this topic. And we're living in a beautiful time, man. But once again, as I said before, the people of the earth are going to be revealed what these things are. Okay, and it's going to be more bizarre than some freaking aliens, all right? Making mockery of the angels, man. All right, he covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not, where and who is he? They have paint through their Renaissance period, Sistine Chapel, all that nonsense like that. We always mention that the angels who you've seen, we've all seen the angel in Cali, all right? We don't have to see 1,000 angels. We've seen one, so we've seen enough, okay? But Esau has painted them as little punkified, pink, naked babies sitting on clouds in diapers with bow and arrows, shooting love at people, making people fall in love. Cut the nonsense. Let me click over here to Psalms 104, and I might actually have to grab my glasses. It says, who laid the beams, verse 3, of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariots, man. The clouds his chariots. The Most High power, man. Who walketh upon the wings of the wind? What do you mean walking upon the wings of the wind? We're talking about the power of flight. And Ezekiel goes in, beautiful. Hey, Lord willing, maybe we'll go into Ezekiel 1 tomorrow. We'll see what the Spirit allows, man. All right, because we don't know. We don't know if we'll make it tomorrow. Make it to camp. Even if we make it tomorrow, we'll make it to camp. If the Spirit allows, man, Lord willing. But it says, upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. Okay, once again, tying into Ezekiel chapter 1, man. This is a beautiful, or they say a phenomenon, right? It's a beautiful phenomenon happening right now. Okay, absolutely wonderful. And he knows more than he's letting on, but we know that. The people of the earth don't know, which is why they're holding this press conference here. And I want you to listen in to all the things that you're talking about.
Because we saw it too. And the people of Staten Island deserve answers. The people of this city and state and region deserve answers of what the heck is going on. Just last night in my neighborhood, my neighbor sent a video of whatever it is flying over our house. And yet we're told, don't believe what you see. It's shocking to us that here we are almost a month later, 3,000 sightings, drones, manned aircraft, and our folks don't have an answer. We're calling upon not just the New York City Police Department, but others to get involved, get aggressive, figure out what these things are, and help at least alleviate some of the frustration.
And that's not going to help. You're not going to press the government of all, entities, okay, to give you any information. If anything, you're going to get back down, and if they get aggressive enough, you're going to get back into a corner, okay, to a point of silence, or maybe maybe they're just going to rebel. Who knows? I'm just saying, it's to them it's unexplainable, but the prophets understand, and there's not enough chemtrails that you can streak across the sky to cover these up. It's impossible. All right, because they're one with the elements, even your little filthy, nasty elements. All right, like your chemical trails. Okay, they can just make those trails dissipate or just float right through them. It doesn't matter. There ain't enough chemtrails you can streak across the sky, or enough lies that you can tell to turn the minds of the people away from saying that, hey, we now know that aliens exist. But it's not really aliens, all right? These are angels. But the point is that these vehicles, these UFOs, we keep saying they exist. And you guys got to tell us what it is, man. Okay?
Anxiety that many people share. This is 2024. They're either lying or they're incompetent or they're both.
There you go.
How can we, the United States of America, have this going on and we're told just look the other way? Ignore it. It's no big deal. We know for
and that's why I mentioned what I mentioned before. The last thing they want to do is actually tell the absolute truth, because then they'll say, wait a minute, but those crazy men on the street have been talking about this. Let me go and see what they're saying. That's the last thing he wants, is everybody flocking to the prophets, man, to talk about chariots, to purchase more Bibles, because he's trying to establish his enterprise, man. He's not trying to establish the great mountain, all right, the kingdom of heaven, which is Yahweh Shai's kingdom. No, he's trying to establish his enterprise, which is through his digital systems, man, his technology. And I would not doubt that somewhere right now they're huddled up like them things in I Am Legend, all right, in a room somewhere, trying to figure out how we're going to Project Bluebeam something now. I wouldn't doubt it, okay? Because we don't forget that technology exists, okay? We don't forget about your portals with CERN and all these crazy things you want to toy around with the Large Hadron Particle Collider, all right? It's CERN, Switzerland, or whatever, where I think it's Switzerland, okay? We don't forget these things. We don't forget about your blue beam and all these things, okay? So whatever you got up your sleeve, man, we're here to tell you that you don't have long sleeves on. You actually have a tank top. Because according to the scriptures, we're able to point out what it is that you're doing, man. All right, according to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, his words do not go forth out of his mouth and come back void. He's controlling all things on the left-hand side, just like he's controlling things on the right-hand side, man. Which means he has you devils under his subjection, man. And it's just that you don't know it, because you're communing with the left-hand side from the spiritual demon Satan and on down. So you think that you're doing something special on the side that has nothing to do with the Heavenly Father. No, Satan's controlled by the Lord, man. He's on good terms with the Lord. Okay? He's probably laughing.
fact that there may be some who are, performing some type of surveillance. Well, let's be honest with the American people and treat them like adults and tell them what it is. Yet here we are, standing, because we know recently there were reports over this asset, the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. Here we are in Fort Wadsworth, one of the oldest military installations in the country. There was, we believe, a drone flying above the bridge.
And see, they could always tell the truth, but then there's always the two-sided situation. Maybe some people will be happy, maybe some people will panic. Okay, now the panic is not so bad in their eyes because they like order out of chaos, but they don't need the panic right now, so they don't want that. And then people being happy are just people stupid. As a matter of fact, they're gonna make me. I might watch Independence Day tonight before I lie down. All right, but yeah, man, because that's exactly how people were. All right, well, old girl, I forget her name, Vivica A. Fox, was talking to the Edomite looking chick because they were strippers. She told her, promise me that you won't go, to this little, alien ship and to this party here on the roof. She said, oh, I promise, blah, blah, this and that. And then what happened? Bear with me. Yeah, like I was saying, yeah, she was saying that, yeah, I promise you I won't go. And then she ended up going to the party on the roof anyways. And what happened? They weren't there to give them a warm welcome. They were there to destroy them. And that is exactly what the angels are going to do, man. People are going to be, some people are going to come with their little alien jokes. And they're going to, these are the stupid people, because there's going to be some out there. Come with their alien jokes. Yeah, they come to do this. They come to say, well, they come to deliver. They come to make peace. Throwing up the little Spock sign, the little peace hand, whatever. I forgot what they call it. All right. Doing all the craziness. And the angels are not coming to joke and play around, man. And then you're going to have the people that panic, which that ain't going to matter either, because the angels are not coming to play around. Okay? Like War of the Worlds. They're going to get turned into dust. It says that in 2 Esdras chapter 13. Right?
Also know on the other side of the island there was a drone flying over New York Container Port in the Goethals Bridge. And we're supposed to just let it be? Come on, folks. Step up to the plate and be honest and truthful with the American people, the people of Staten Island, and solve this problem once and for all. We're in this together. I know we have many folks around this region who are weighing in now, and it's about time. We started a couple of weeks ago asking that, along with the Congresswoman, to include at least Staten Island in any investigation that's going on at the FAA and the FBI. And this is not to take away from them. They didn't start this problem, but they have an obligation to let us know what the heck is going on. As I said, we're all in this together, and representing us in D.C. and Congress is our Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis.
Thank you, Vito. 20 years ago, they filmed War of the Worlds on Staten Island. Huh. And now we feel like we're characters in that movie. What is happening is outrageous. Thousands of drones and unmanned aerial systems flying above us, and our government is not telling us who's operating them.
See, these people are afraid, man. They don't know what the hell is going on, okay? But he knows, all right? These higher ups, that is. He knows, okay? But they don't care, okay? They don't care about you people, especially when you're dealing with the Edomites, because they're your own people. They don't care about you. So also, message to you Israelites, if they don't care about their own people, what more you Israelites when you are their sworn enemy? Now, the scriptures say that there be more that be with us than they that be with them. I think it says that in a couple of places, okay? But if you have the 2/3, the angel not coming to fight for you. Like it says in Daniel chapter 12, verse 1, Micah, Allah is going to have to stand up, the great prince, all right? The ones that he's going to be fighting for are the elect. He's not just fighting for all the Israelites, man. They're going to be fighting for the elect. So if you're not part of that 1/3, Lord willing, we have that number, then, hey, the angels are not on your side either, okay? You'll be all right in the kingdom. But on this side, they're not going to come and help you out, man.
And for what purpose? I don't believe that the United States of America, with its military capabilities, does not know what these objects are. And what I'm asking, and what we're all asking, is for you to be straight with us and just tell us what is going on. As Vito says, this is creating havoc.
See, this is the ignorance of the people. They're going down to Egypt for help, but look not to the Holy One of Israel. In other words, basically, I quote that verse to say that they think that we're so crazy. We're telling you what it is, but you don't believe us. You want to hear what the government has to say, okay? And if they choose to say anything, it's almost guaranteed they're going to kick some BS lie to you, man. But you don't want to hear what the prophets have to say. You want to hear what the government has to say. But the prophets are the ones who could tell you exactly what these things are and can point it out to you in the Bible, okay? To further back up what we're telling you. But you don't want to hear that.
People are confused. They're concerned. They have anxiety. They don't know what's going on.
See?
There's all sorts of theories that are out there. And the best way to address this is to just be honest and tell the American people what is going on.
And see, they say that because they don't understand, man. They don't understand. The only ones that understand what's going on in this earth are the elites of Esau, Edom, and those of the hopeful elect remnant. Those are the only ones that understand what's going on in this earth, man. Okay, as far as these chariots go, everyone else is still thinking that it's aliens or it's Anunnaki or it's the Chinese or the Russians or whoever, and have no idea, and they're missing the mark, man.
These are not recreational drones. These are not, I don't believe, commercial drones, because if they are violating existing rules and regulations, which say that they need to be under 400 feet and they can't be operating in the middle of the night between sunset and sunrise. So that leaves two options. It's our government, or there's a foreign nexus. And so either our government is doing some type of surveillance activity or surveying, or what really would concern, I think, everyone, there's a foreign government that is doing this type of activity and surveillance.
You see, they're always taking somebody else, okay? Just like before, they were blaming Russia for this, Russia for that. Now, not saying in this situation, but now you got, it was the Iranians, this, right? America's good to play the blame game, all right? But they never point the finger towards themselves.
They're doing it above sensitive infrastructure, Verrazano Bridge, this U.S. Coast Guard base, the Army installation across the water, power plants, ports. And so, again, just be straight with us. Tell us what it is, and let's address it the best possible way so we can calm everyone down and make sure that these don't pose a threat to our national security and public safety. Because
and see, that's the thing. For them to tell who it is, they're not going to calm down. They're like, what? Wait a minute. Because once you understand what these things are, and they're the chariots of the Lord, and the angels pilot them, then you got to go and get some more information on it. And then you go and find out, that all you heathens are the targets for these things. And then people are going to be even more scared. See? Even more terrified to find out that these things out here are for our destruction and doom. Okay? They are a threat. You lied to us and told us there was aliens out there for all these years. Only thing you didn't lie about is that, it was going to be an earthly threat. You absolutely right. But there ain't no aliens. There ain't no green, blue, or gray men with long arms and short bodies and big ass heads and huge black beady eyes. None of that nonsense with little slits for mouths and nose. Okay? None of that is in the Bible. None of that is realistic, man. Okay, you're going to find out that is the chariots of the Lord, man. Okay, and that's what they don't want everybody to find out. That's what they're trying to keep secret, man. And the people will panic to find out that these things are real, and they're the angels of the Lord, and they're coming to destroy mainly America, Babylon the Great, but also to wreak havoc upon this whole entire earth when they're finally let loose, man. These people will spiral into chaos right now, and he's not ready for that. He still has steps that he needs to take as far as his system goes. So he doesn't need the people to go into chaos right now. So he's going to tell you whatever he needs to tell you, lie to you, whatever about he needs to lie to you about, and they're going to keep it moving, man.
even if it is not nefarious, the fact that these things are flying all over is a public safety issue. There can be an accident. There could be an explosion. There could be a crash. This is a very densely populated area.
Bullcrap. The angels don't crash. And there was a video. I don't know if I posted it earlier or maybe I lost it because there's so many, clips that you can find. But talking about the government has found a crashed vehicle. Why are you still lying? Why you always lying? You know good and well that the angels don't crash, man. These vehicles don't need service. We don't have to go and walk in the AutoZone and be standing behind an angel, getting some synthetic for his chariot. That ain't gonna happen, man. Okay, he don't need to go get no antifreeze or nothing like that. He don't need no new tubes or plugs or none of that, man. He don't have to get no spark plugs. Okay, he ain't gotta get nothing. Okay, those chariots do not crash, and you cannot harm them because they have a force field about them. Okay, and they are one with the elements, man. And not only that, the spirits are one with the vehicles themselves, man. It's unstoppable. This is the army of the Lord that you have to face, well, minus America in World War III. Okay, because once the nukes go off on America, which angels will probably be here before that, because you have Jacob's trouble, so angels might be here doing their thing before that. Okay, so maybe you will do a little action. We don't know. We just have to see. But my point being, America is going to be destroyed, and then the rest of the nations have to face Yahushua, and the angels might help him, or they might not. It does not. Yahushua doesn't necessarily need no help, but who knows? All right, all we can do is speculate, but we know what the scriptures say.
And going back to the FAA restrictions, you cannot be flying these things above and around buildings if it's commercial or recreational. So something's not right here, and we need our government to give us answers and also put in place restrictions so that this does not continue, and enforce the existing regulations and restrictions. And that means our government needs to follow those rules as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Recently, just a few days ago, we announced that the city, in partnership with the MTA, Port Authority, and others, actually took 70,000 ghost vehicles off the roads. Bikes, e-bikes, mopeds, motorcycles, and cars. And yet here we are helpless with these ghost drones flying above. We also know that, as Nicole said, this is a public safety issue, because there were reports out of New Jersey how somebody who needed to be medevac to a hospital was prevented from doing so because of the drones.
You see? Look, see? Yeah, that's crazy. See, they didn't want to. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because if you would have took someone up in a chopper, because you have those super emergencies, where a person will get picked up in a chopper to be taken to the hospital or whatever. If you were to take that person up, or this crew up into the sky next to this drone, you would find out exactly what it was. They weren't going to risk that. They weren't going to risk anybody going up there and actually seeing what it was, being close to it, possibly taking picture and or video. He ain't slick. He's slick, but he ain't that slick, man.
And we're just supposed to take this lightly? What is at the state level, State Senator Jessica Scarcella's bill?
Thank you. Good morning. One of the best sayings is that sunlight is always the best disinfectant. And leaving people and our community up to their own devices to decide what these drones might be, could be, and not giving the people answers from the top, from the government officials who are way higher up than any of us here locally, it's not right to us, as we get hundreds upon hundreds of constituent requests and questions asking them what this is about, that we have no answer. So this is us standing today demanding an answer. We need to be able to tell our constituents what is going on. And even if you just could provide a little bit more information, is this something of ours? Is this something that you need to do for security purposes? Even if it's vague, an answer is better than look away. Don't look up. That's unacceptable. And the people of New York, the people of New Jersey, which I have friends who are complaining that there are dozens upon dozens above her house. She lives by a military installation in Jersey every single night, and nobody's doing anything. We need answers, and we need them now. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Now, there's also reports of why don't you shoot them down? Perhaps the President of the United States or the Governor of the state of New York or elsewhere should say or issue an executive order to allow people to shoot the things down. There were those who had said in public life, well, don't be concerned. Some of those people actually said they don't know what they are.
Yeah, they can't shoot them down, man. It's impossible, okay? That's why they're not trying to tell you everything that's going on, because it will show you how powerless and how helpless they are against these things, right? Where really they're the chariots and the angels, right? Show you how helpless and how powerful they are against, Esau Edom and his technology, and how helpless, and powerless Esau is, okay? That there's nothing that they can do, man. If a million chariots want to show up in the sky right now and sit over everybody's houses, they can do that. They could bring every country's government from around the world to try to stop them, and there's nothing they can do about it. And see, this is what he understands. Okay? Many of pilots have come encounter with these things and have been toe tagged, okay? Taken out, all right? They went to the pits of hell, and they ain't talking about under earth, all right? Death, okay? Back to the spiritual realm. See, the higher-ups know what's going on, and they know that they have to be very careful how they deal with this situation, because they don't want to say too much if they say anything at all, okay? But they know they can't just sit around and say nothing at all. I mean, well, they can, because what are the people going to do? They're going to do what? Hold another press conference? You see? So there's nothing these people can do. These words are falling on deaf ears, man.
But don't be concerned. You can't have it both ways. How can you not know what they are and say you shouldn't be concerned? So we're getting to the point of reckless rhetoric, reckless behavior, and basically, as I said before, you're either lying or incompetent to the people. State Senate Assemblyman Michael Tunis. What's he doing?
And so they're basically just calling him
Thank
out.
you to the borough president for holding this press conference today. You know, tons and tons of constituents have contacted my office. I know they contacted the offices of my colleagues, and we just don't know what to tell them. We just don't know what to tell them because we're not getting any answers, and it's completely inexcusable. They owe it to the taxpayers. We owe it to the taxpayers. We, as representatives of the taxpayers, need to be able to inform our constituents of what the investigation has yielded. And we
See, what the American people don't understand is that they're slaves, though. That's the little key element that they're missing, man. They're slaves, man. You're slaves, man. They don't care about what you think and what you want, what you demand. That means nothing to them.
have none of that. We have none of that. They're either lying or they're incompetent. It's 2024. You mean to tell me that we don't have the means to find out what these are within our own borders? Over New Jersey, over Staten Island, over the tri-state area? Completely inexcusable. And I call, not just on the federal government, I call on the New York State Police, I call on the NYPD to get involved, coordinate, investigate, so we can finally get some answers for our constituents.
See, he's telling them to take matters into their own hands, all right? That's what's right there, what you call insurrection. It's somewhat, to a lesser level, all right? That's called insurrection, all right? Someone gives a good speech to have another person, or not another person, but, other people to rise up, all right, and do some stuff, okay? According to their own power, like it says in Ezra, man. But he's basically calling the local forces to come together and say, hey, let's go and do our own investigation. To hell with what the government's talking about. Let's go and find out for ourselves. And then what's going to happen? They're going to get pictures and footage and stuff like that if they can, and they're going to release it. And then there's going to be a bigger problem, all right? Because now the government's going to step in and be pissed off about it. So there's a lot going on, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Well, point of personal privilege. At 10:02, I just became a grandfather. First grandchild, Miley Park. So congratulations to Kirsten and Dylan. Sorry about that. Sorry about the baby. Anyway, with us, a great fighter locally in the city council, not just a great representative, a great person, Councilman David Carr.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Borough President. Congratulations, and we appreciate your leadership. Even when families' duty calls, you're here with us today fighting. And I particularly want to thank also the Congresswoman who's been on top of this since this issue first emerged. She's been absolutely a fighter for us in D.C. and here in New York. And the truth of the matter is that the people just want to know what's going on. Communication breeds confidence. Silence breeds insecurity. And if this is really nothing, right, then just get us the answer and tell us what it is. When sightings of this nature happen of this magnitude and above sensitive locations, above people's homes, they have a right to want to know what is going on. They have a right to answers. And that's all we're seeking. We're seeking answers so that we can calm the situation down, if indeed it is something that is not a big deal. And if it is a big deal, the people also need to be secure in the knowledge that whatever it is, that their government at every level, federal, state, and city, is acting in their best interest, is acting to protect them and their families. And they're never going to know that unless they get the answers that we're all here seeking today. So I thank my colleagues here in Staten Island and throughout the region for their leadership in seeking those answers, and we commit to our constituencies that we're going to get them the security that they deserve. Thank you.
Everybody's pretty much saying the same thing over and over and over, just in their own way. But this thing ain't going away. That's for sure. Okay, it's not going away. Okay, because this is of the Lord. Okay, this is of the Lord Yahweh Shalom Shalom. These are His chariots. All right, these are His sons of the heavenly realm. Right? The saints, right? As a matter of fact, let me do this. Because I've been doing a lot of quoting there. Is that the one we have? I like grabbing this. Come on, give it a second here. All right, here we go. I like grabbing this right here. These are our brothers of the heavenly realm. Deuteronomy 33:1. And this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of the Most High, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, Yahweh came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of saints from his right hand when a fiery law for them. He came with 10,000 of saints, meaning he came with 10,000s of angels of the heavenly realm, those in their celestial bodies, man. Okay, And we got this one earlier. I'm gonna get this one real quick. Okay, because if you also go to Psalms 148 and 14, it tells you that the saints are also the children of Israel. Okay, so you know you can put it together, and even the word, when you go into the word angels, it means messengers. So we men of the Most High power on this earth are angels, man. The angels that kept not their first estate. Okay, I seen servants on horses and princes walking as servants on the earth. Just paraphrasing. All right. You shall fall like men and die like one of the princes. Come on, man. So many scriptures, man. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of who? Of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place, man. You got to love it, man. Because this is beautiful what the Lord is doing here, man. He's visiting this earth at many different nooks and crannies. And I think we lost the video there. Apostles going live. Let me see. Bear with me because I'm going to have to find it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I got it.
Security that they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman. And joining us on the North Shore, a great person indeed, a good friend, Councilmember Camille Hanks.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Once again, you have the entire Staten Island elected officials standing before you today because these times are uncertain. And in these uncertain times, every day adds a new issue that affects our public safety. So the latest are now drones. So I'm not going to belabor the point for time and warmth to repeat everything that my colleagues have said here behind me. But I am here to make sure that the hundreds of constituents that reached out to our office that I am here with you, Staten Island elected officials are here with you. We are here demanding answers for the NYPD, our government, and anyone and everyone who can let us know what's happening. Again, these times are uncertain and people are afraid. Every day there's a new calamity, a new thing that is threatening our public safety. So I thank our president, our congresswoman, and my colleagues standing behind me. It's wonderful to have such colleagues that are always on call.
See, the hopeful elect are supposed to know what's going on. We're supposed to know what's going on here. All right? And call Allah Yahweh Shah. Okay? Barakatah Yahweh Shah, man. Because we see what's going on here. All right? This is a major thing, man, that that the government is being pressed so hard. And for a while now, it's been hard for them to hide the evidence that there's something out there. It's just that they've been able to continue with the lie of aliens, right? Some little beings. They create a whole a book of species, man, to forward this lie, man. That's how deep Esau goes to tell a lie, man. Okay? But he can't hide it forever, man. He's being uncovered, man.
And are always there fighting for the betterment of Staten Island. Thank you so much. Stay warm and happy holidays.
Thank you, Councilmember. Michelle, you're not going to speak? No. Okay, from Councilmember Rowley's office, Michelle, and from D.A. McMahon's office, James Clinton. James, want to say something? Sure. Thank you.
Good morning, folks. James Clinton here on behalf of Staten Island District Attorney Mike McMahon. I want to congratulate the borough president. Also thank him for gathering us here today. Now, you've heard some of the potential public safety risks associated with these drones. It's very easy to imagine a worst case scenario here, but we deserve to know what's flying in our skies. We deserve to protect our airspace. Staten Islanders deserve answers. So too do our neighbors in Jersey, right? And there's another concern here, which is we've seen this over the past 4 years, really, is when the federal government is not readily forthcoming, or even local government is not readily forthcoming with critical information that Americans are demanding, it's very easy for misinformation, disinformation, and fear to spread, which is something we all want to prevent, right? So the best way to prevent that is transparency. And right now, we're not getting those answers. So yes, as the Assemblyman say, we're calling on the NYPD. We're also calling on federal law enforcement to empower local law enforcement, make sure that we get the resources, technology, and necessary people power here on the ground to conduct a thorough investigation, find out what is going on here, and get the...
And it's interesting how he mentioned misinformation and disinformation, all those different things. And if you keep looking to the government for answers, that's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get misinformation and disinformation, but they're going to believe it. You know why? Because they don't want to believe what it really is.
Those answers back to the American people. Now, the DA's office is here today because this is a nonpartisan issue. This is about government transparency and public safety. Thank you.
All right, James, thank you. From Assemblyman Mike Riley's office, can you say a statement?
Good morning. I am Denise Pacheco. I represent Assemblymember Michael Riley. I apologize that the Assemblymember could not be here this morning. Like his colleagues before us, he is deeply concerned about the recent drone activity reported in our community. As you've seen today, we are committed to working with our partners in government and law enforcement to investigate this matter. And we'll continue to monitor the situation as it develops. The safety and security of our community, I apologize for that, for our community, of course, is our top priority. Assemblymember Riley encourages Staten Islanders to report any suspicious drone activity to local authorities by calling 311 or 911. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Denise. Anybody else? Got everybody? So here you have it. We're speaking with one voice. I think we're speaking on behalf of the voice of people, 500,000 people in Staten Island, millions across this region. I dare say, for those who did it ourselves, perhaps it's time to call in the Drone Ranger. With all that said, I know. Sorry about that. Anyway, the mommy and the baby are doing great. That's most important to me.
So yesterday we heard from the White House security spokesman John Kirby that these were banned, lawful, airplanes. I guess he was talking. Do you not believe that? And also for the Congresswoman, yesterday Mike Johnson was supposed to be briefed by the White House. Did that happen? And what did they say?
So I'll take it. This is part of the reason we're here, right? We're getting a lot of misinformation. We're getting conflicting stories. I venture to say the things that we are seeing, videos I've seen, they don't appear to be manned aircraft. And if the gentleman who spoke yesterday has answers, I think part of what we're saying today is come forward and explain exactly what they know. And if it's our government that's providing, and we've all been there, I served, and Nicole will say in a few minutes, if there's something that's classified, or if there's something we shouldn't be discussing, so be it. But say something along those lines is that everything is under control, you need not be worried because it's us. Part of this vacuum that we've created is that we think it may be somebody else or some other country. So I do not believe the full impact of that statement. Nicole?
I don't know if he was briefed yesterday. I know he said he was going to receive a classified briefing. I tried reaching out to him, but I couldn't get a hold of him earlier today to see if there was any information that could be shared. This is the thing. Yesterday we did receive a staff level briefing. It was not classified, and what they were telling us is that they were corroborating the reports and the videos that had been submitted with the flight plan. And what they found was that at the time that people were observing these drones, there were planes that had passed. However, I raised a question then. Drones operate at 400 feet or less. The planes, in order for them to be visible, begin at 1,000 feet in the flight plan. So there's somewhat of a discrepancy there because a lot of people are reporting viewing these aerial devices at a very low altitude. And so I'm not sure that the flight plan would be able to pick up, number one, those drones, unless they are actual airplanes that are above the 1,000. It could be, it could be both. And so I think that could be an answer for some of the objects that have been seen because, it's hard, sometimes at night particularly, it's very hard to tell the difference or what exactly it is. But some are very obvious that they're drones and they're operating at a very low altitude, which, if it's recreational or commercial, would be a violation of the FAA regulations. So they need to crack down on it if that's the case. That's why I believe that this is either our government or a foreign government that is operating these systems, because it does not make sense that it would be commercial or recreational. That's just my assessment without getting any real answers from the agencies that were participating. You had Department of Homeland Security, you had FAA, you had the DOD, and this was the best that they could provide us during yesterday's briefing call.
Let me just add, frankly, I was told from someone in law enforcement 2 weeks ago that they were tracking drones. That this person that I spoke to saw 10 himself. So that's why when they say they're all manned, I have to unfortunately disagree.
Reagan at the ABC News. First, two questions. One, did any of you actually witness one of these drones? And two, what is your name going to be as a grandpa?
That's a good question. The second question is great. I don't know. Everybody else has one, and I haven't come up with it, but thank you for asking. I guess I go with the default of grandpa for now, but thank you. We're blessed. I have not seen one, but literally this morning, my neighbor up the block sent us a video of a drone hovering above our house last night. And we've seen a lot of, I think everybody can speak here independently if they want. We've seen videos of people sending us unsolicited. This was over our house. This was over the container port. So have I seen one in the sky myself? No, but I think the reports are just so overwhelming that they exist.
So the President and the Congresswoman, have you noticed certain location on Staten Island, certain parts where you're receiving constituent calls for selling on the island?
They're all over. I think the more constant.
Yeah, not to mention the one in Mexico, which I'm not saying it's hard to find, but for some reason, I can't find any clips of that. I saw it the other day. Now all of a sudden, I can't find any clips of it, so I'm not sure if it's maybe I'm just not finding it, or if they're trying to, because we already know how YouTube get down. If they're trying to, suppress it and hide it, might even been taken off. Probably not. Probably just me just not being able to find it. But yeah, I can't find any clips of that anymore. All right. But anyways.
Traded on would say near the water, like here. Friends of ours out in Tottenville, we've seen them over where the breakwaters are, out off the coast. As I say, we live relatively close to the water, not right on the water. We saw them it was seen last night. And then the first reports of Staten Island were over closer to the Goethals Bridge and the New York Container Port. So I don't know. Anybody have any other?
No, I think that's accurate. Some were spotting Great Kills maybe, but again, I agree with Vito. That's the same stuff that we're hearing. We saw one last night right around this area.
You saw one with your own eyes?
Tony saw it. He was pointing it out to me. The thing is, you can't. I personally.
We got Tony on the
Oh no. Go ahead, Tony. You want to say what you saw? Yeah, he is. Retired NYPD too.
So-
Go ahead.
Do you feel like it's one in the middle?
It's hard to really describe it. I see the lights, the red and green, blinking on and off. They're pretty high. Some of them are low. I saw quite a few of them last night. And they're mostly in this water area that I see. I live right here.
How large are they?
It's hard to tell.
And do they look different than a regular recreational drone?
Yeah, a little bit. They look a little bigger than. I have a recreational drone, so they look a little bigger than the recreational drone. But it's hard to tell the exact dimensions or size.
They hovered, they lowered, they lowered. Direction.
I've seen.
Time of day did you see this?
This was around 5:30, 6 o'clock yesterday evening.
And see, this is the thing. Not every sighting that you see is actually a chariot. Sometimes it actually is people's drones. You can really clearly see it. Sometimes it's just people's drones, but other times it's actually the chariots. But the discerning between the two, pretty much you have to see a video or see it with your own eyes. Pretty much. I mean, there's no other way to say that. All right. But not every floating sighting is actually one of the chariots. Sometimes it actually is drones. Okay. But we know for a fact that the chariots are showing themselves. But we know that there are also drones up there too. So, you know.
I see them mostly on the shoreline here. A couple of them are different heights. And yesterday I drove into the fort to try to follow one, and it went south toward the South Shore.
Did you watch them long enough and you see them leave the certain area?
I just saw this one yesterday fly toward the South Shore. I lost it in the trees. So. And at that point, did you make a call? Did you call 911 or 311? No, I didn't, truthfully.
I just want to point out what I said earlier about the FAA regulations. I'm sorry. I just want to point out what I said again about the FAA regulations. Commercial drones cannot operate half an hour after sunset and then up until sunrise.
Your favorite TV shows are on YouTube. Enjoy the
Sunset and then up until sunrise. So right there, you see that this is a violation of FAA regulations, which that's why I believe it's either our government or a foreign nexus that's operating these drones. And if it's not, then we really need the FAA and Department of Homeland Security to step up here because there's a clear violation.
Has anyone reached out to the FAA?
Yeah, we have. I mean,
Yeah, the Lord is coming to violate this earth, man. All right. It says Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud. All right. The burden of Egypt. Let's get that. It's probably the last scripture we pull up because that's the end of the video there. But I got to get this one here. Let's go to Isaiah 19. Okay. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. The burden of Egypt. All right. America, Babylon the Great. Prophesy against this place. All right. Behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, like we read in Psalms 104. Okay. All right. He maketh the wings of his wind. I forget exactly how it was worded. Who walketh upon the wings of the wind? Who laid the beam of his chambers in the waters? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind? Who maketh his ministers of flaming fire? Roughly paraphrasing those scriptures there. But it says, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, a chariot, Ezekiel chapter 1, man, and shall come into Egypt, into Babylon the Great. All right, he's going to visit the earth that he made. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. Says the same thing in Isaiah 2. They shall be utterly abolished. Now, we're not exactly to that point yet, but I'm just mentioning what the scriptures say, man. Right, when he rises to shake terribly the earth. Okay? It says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And even this small situation like here is causing tension, man. Okay? We want to know. We ain't got no answers for you. Oh, don't be worried about it. Okay? That's tension, man. Separation is the word there. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. City against city and kingdom against kingdom. So you're going to have race wars, class wars, all right? You know, different riots and, you know, insurrection going on, like the scriptures say in Esdras, and many things are about to transpire in Jacob's trouble. And Lord willing, yeah, we're looking for 2025 to get shaky, man. Okay, hey, let it begin here at the end of 24, man. But Lord willing, we know that our salvation is nearer than we would believe. But we also know before that there has to be the time of trouble. And we don't know how long that time of trouble is going to be, but we know it's coming. That's why we're supposed to be spiritually preparing for these things, man, because we don't know what's coming. We know what the scriptures say, but to actually live through it, there's no possible way that we can prepare for it. No matter how deep we are into the scripture or the spirit or whatever, we just cannot prepare for it enough. But through our trust and our faith in the Lord, we know we'll get through it, Lord willing. All right, so let's finish this off.
Talk to the FAA.
Yeah, we have. I mean, yeah.
What did you reach out to them? What do they tell you?
We reached out.
And the scriptures say knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of that times. That's why we're not tripping. We're not bugging out like everybody else is. Oh, it's a commercial drone. Oh, it's aliens. Or it's this. Or it's some other nations. We need some answers. We want to know. They don't know what the hell's going on.
Last week, after the first sighting on Staten Island, because we were informed that both the FBI and FAA